What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the DLF YouTube channel. I am your host, Justin Wright. Today, we are talking 5 mistakes to avoid if you're new to Dynasty. Obviously, we all got to start somewhere, right? That's the whole thing. We're not here to shame you if this is your first time and you're just figuring out the ins and outs of Dynasty, right? So before we get into that, guys, again, if you like what we're doing here at DLF, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, and then, drop questions, comments, all that kind of good stuff for us to answer and, help you get you guys ready for not only 2022, but every season beyond that. All right. Number 1 on the list, and I think this is, the cardinal sin if you're doing this, not being active. The whole reason we are in a Dynasty league is to play year round. That can mean different things to different people, right? We're not saying send a trade offer every single day, but check it in once a week, twice a month, even, to just see where a player value is sitting, sending out trades a few times a month, just to kind of see what values are out there. Maybe you read the tea leaves and said, Jets are going to draft Breece Hall. Okay, I'm going to look to ship out Michael Carter before the NFL draft, because now if you didn't do it, you're left and you're kind of holding the bag. Like that's what happens all the time, especially in March and April. That's when you really want to be active in your Dynasty leagues, because that's when you can find value. To me, that is the number 1 thing you need to do in Dynasty. Number 2, though, trying to quote unquote win every trade. And by that, I mean, at this point, you're not sending out fair trade offers. You're just trying to send out an offer where you fleece whoever your trade partner is, and now you have the most value. Yes, you can do that, but it's only going to happen so many times. People, especially in Dynasty leagues, having good trade relationships is huge. Being able to work with people and come to a deal that helps you both out is always beneficial. And on top of that, even if you quote unquote, do it again, lose a trade, if it helps your roster, that's what really matters, right? Sure, you gave up an extra second and they, on the trade calculator, got more value. Okay, but if it helps your lineup, it helps your active depth, then yeah, it's a good trade for both sides. Not every single trade needs to be 50-50. It can be 60-40 or whatever it is. As long as each manager thinks they're getting, the good end of the deal, then it's a good trade. Next one here, hoarding rookie picks. And when I say that, I'm saying, I have 20 draft picks over the next 2 seasons. And I'm going to make every single one and not trade them away. In theory, that's really fun, right? That is a fun way to play Dynasty. Doesn't work out that often. I mean, if you just go back and look at the 2020 draft class, and I was just looking at this the other day. If you just look at that 2020 draft class, that running back room was loaded. Taylor, Swift, Dobbins, Akers, Gibson, CEH, all these other guys. And when we look 2 years later, how many of them have actually paid off? Obviously, Taylor and Swift have. That's no question about it. They're, for most people, the Dynasty RB 1 and 2. Antonio Gibson at ADP has paid off. That's great. But even now, the hype has exceeded what he's actually going to give you. But then you look at Cam Akers or J.K. Dobbins. They missed full seasons due to injury. They were part-time players their rookie season. There's still question marks surrounding year 3. Keyshawn Vaughn was a certified bust. Zach Moss, bust. A.J. Dillon's an RB3. And CEH is kind of semi-usable, but really a bust because you took him at 101 or 102 probably. So draft picks bust all the time, guys. So thinking, okay, if I just hit on all these picks, my team's golden and, it's going to be perfect. No, trade them away for proven talent. I'm happy to have draft picks, but I don't want to make every single draft pick. It usually doesn't end well because, guys' values change, production changes year to year, and it's really freaking hard to predict. Even the best people are going to be wrong. We're on number 4, undervaluing veterans. And this is, the flip side of the draft pick argument. Guys like an Allen Robinson, a James Conner, an Adam Thielen, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods for the last 3 years. Older players help win you titles, right? And again, older. He's 28 years old, 27 years old, whatever it is. Those guys have value and they get traded all the time for pennies because everybody wants to have a young team. And I get it. It's fun. It's a lot more fun to say, I have CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Waddle and A.J. Brown. That's more fun than saying I have Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, and Cooper Kupp. right? But I'll probably take, at least in 2022, if I'm trying to win a title, I'll take the older group. It's okay to have players over like 26 on your roster. I know everybody on Twitter is going to tell you, oh, ship them out, trade them always. It's okay, guys. You're probably going to win more titles with older veterans on the cheap than you are with all the upside young, first, second year players who are still finding their feet in the NFL. And the last one, I think this is important. Do not veto dynasty trades unless it is collusion. That's it. Because again, you can look at a trade one season and go, wow, that was completely unfair. I disagree. 2 years later, it could be something completely different. Guys retire, guys get hurt, career-ending injuries, all these other things change how trades work out over the course of 2-3 seasons. You don't know who actually won a trade most of the time, for probably 2 seasons. So vetoing a trade because you think it's unfair and it wasn't cheating is just a bad idea. Don't do it. You're better than that. Please be better than that. All right, guys, that's all we got for you. Again, if you like what we're doing here at DLF, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, and questions, comments, drop them all below. I'm happy to answer anything you guys got. As always, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.